Hey there, my name is Chris Palmer, and I do not want to waste any time. I need you to walk away from today's video understanding two things. The very first thing is going to be what is Google Stack and what is cloud stacking? How do they work together to power your websites up the rankings effectively, cheaply, and safely? Aside from that, if you stick with me until the end of the video, I will give you a complete walkthrough from beginning all the way from the sign up to the actual setup of how you can create an Azure stack today. I'll give you the full walkthrough. Now, before I get into this video, please pay a visit over here to www.seomastermind.org/Google Stacking Cloud Stacks. It's right here, as you can see. With that out of the way, I need to first give you a full understanding of what is a Google Stack. Now, a Google Stack in the simplest form is made up of multiple Drive assets, including you have your Drive, you also have your calendar. The calendar is used for indexing. It helps with indexing. You also have your docs, okay? You have your sheets, you have your slides, you have your Blogger account, and then you'll also have your forms. Now, all of these assets are inside of the Google Drive stack. Those will all work together. Now, understand this. The Google Drive stack is something that I'm going to take all of my current backlinks that are do follow, that are pointing at my website. I'm going to take all of those backlinks and make those hyperlinks inside of the Drive stack on every single file that I create. Every file I create in docs, sheets, forms, slides, I'm going to stuff all of my current backlinks into these assets so Google knows that they're there and they're being seen. The next step of a Google Drive stack is to pummel. And when I say pummel, I mean send millions, if not trillions, if you want to get crazy, of cheap GSA, SE Nuke, SEO Autopilot, any tool that you have that's dirt cheap, or any gig, any offer. If you know somebody that has cheap edits, quarter a piece, a buck a piece, this is where you want to send them to. So you're going to send massive amounts of links to this particular asset, which is truthfully there to power up not only the existing backlinks that are pointing at your website, but more importantly, your Google site. Now, not to get too far advanced, you have multiple stacks that is targeting either brand and keyword. So you create multiple stacks depending on your actual goal. Usually people are trying to target a specific keyword, or they want to power up their brand name. Whatever the case is, there's multiple stacks and there's multiple cloud stacks for this. But I don't want to get too advanced here. I want to give you a brief understanding so you can have overstanding when you walk away from today's video. So the next thing is the Google site. Again, the Drive stack points to the Google site. So these are connected. And again, not only am I going to connect these, but there's external links coming to both of these assets, the Google site and the Drive stack, and they work together. They power up each other. This is one asset, and this is going to power up your money site. Now, the money site we're going to say is here, but your money site isn't just targeting one keyword. But let me just give you this understanding. When you're creating your Drive stack, think of your homepage as all about brand. So I'll create a brand Google Stack / Cloud Stack to power up my brand and point it to my homepage, okay? This is my brand Google Cloud Stack. Now, there's other keywords. If you're in the local markets, you have location service pages, meaning if you're a plumber, you'll have plumber in Ohio, plumber in Cleveland, plumber in Houston. You'll create keyword-specific stacks, Google Cloud Stacks plus Cloud Stacks total together to power up that page. Now, this is often a misconception with Cloud Stacks. Cloud Stacks consist of more than one asset, meaning there's different cloud properties. There's Google Cloud, there's Amazon Cloud, there's Microsoft Cloud, and Alibaba Cloud. If you stick with me till the end, I'll give you the full step-by-step walkthrough how you can create a Microsoft Azure Cloud Stack today. Stick with me till the end. But with that out of the way, you have your cloud properties, you have your Amazon properties. A cloud stack is not going to say Google and creating 10 properties together linking them together and then linking to your website. This is a mini cloud stack. Or taking, say, Amazon. In Amazon, there's different buckets that you can launch websites in different regions. There's West, there's East, there's Central. These are different regions with different IPs, different data centers, and you get a different URL. So you can go in there and create a mini cloud property stack, right? I could create 1, 2, 3 with West, East, Central, targeting different keywords, right? In different IPs, in different regions. It's like 3 separate websites that are powerful by themselves, pointing to the relevant page. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you. So if I make 5 different Amazon properties and link them together, that's a mini cloud stack. A cloud stack is taking Google Cloud, Amazon Cloud, Microsoft Cloud, and Alibaba Cloud, linking those together, and then linking it to the main money site. But here is how a Google stack and a cloud stack work together. Remember my definition when we were talking about our website down here. This is our money site. Your money site isn't all about your brand. You also promote your services, or you should be, right? Oftentimes, you're going to have a location-based service page that you want to promote. Let's say you're a plumber in Ohio. So let me walk you through the process and how this is powerful, how this can help shield your website, how this can power up all of your other links, and you can do it cost effectively. Because remember, stick with this. Your website, you have your brand, that's your homepage, but you have your location-based service page, right? Plumber in Ohio. Now, you have, like we talked about before, we can have multiple drive stacks. This drive stack is plumber in Ohio centric, meaning that drive stack is keyword focused for plumbers in Ohio. Okay. This Google site is all about plumbers in Ohio. So this drive stack is powering up my Google site. And remember, this asset is the only one that's going to come to the money site. And I can control the anchor text. So I'm going to do a variation of the primary keyword. So this is going to be anchor text 1, we're going to say. Anchor, here, better yet, I want this to be as clean as possible. This is anchor text 1, anchor 1, okay? Stick with me. So this is one asset that powers up the main money site, or better yet, Google ranks pages, not sites. So this is powering up the plumber in Ohio page. Stick with me. Now, again, these are Google Cloud assets. This is Amazon Cloud. This is Microsoft Azure Cloud. And this is Alibaba Cloud. Google ranks pages, not sites. So what do? Well, this whole asset here is powering up the money site with an anchor text of a variation of the primary keyword. So what you do is you put an intermediary. So this is one piece of it, but let's back that up. Okay, let me back this up. What we're going to do here is Cloud 1. Remember when we talked about the different assets, the cloud assets? You can have, say, an Amazon East, West, South, all on with different URLs and different regions. It's like different websites. You could do the same for Google, Microsoft, and Alibaba. So remember, this drive stack is all about plumbers in Ohio. This Google site, all about plumbers in Ohio. The anchor text going to the main money site, plumbers in Ohio. This first cloud property that I created in Google Cloud, that's all about plumbers in Ohio. This cloud property is going to link to this cloud property. And guess what the anchor text is? Plumbers in Ohio. Now, I advise making it longer, but I'm just trying to make this as simple as possible. This Amazon West links to my Microsoft Azure with, guess what? Plumbers in Ohio. This Microsoft Azure Cloud links to my Alibaba with, guess what? Plumbers in Ohio. Guess what the content's about on my Google site, my Google Cloud, my Amazon Cloud, my Microsoft Cloud, and my Alibaba Cloud? It's all about plumbers in Ohio. Now, each of these, this asset here links to each of my cloud properties, and my cloud properties link to the money page that I'm trying to rank containing what keyword? Plumbers in Ohio. So now I have a powerful DR90, TrustFlow 80, DR or DA85 plus assets containing the keyword that I want, the anchor text that I want, from a relevant page on a relevant URL, and a relevant content on that page, it's relevant the whole way. I actually contain that whole flow. I have control of it the whole way. I control every asset, every single piece, from the content, the anchor text, the links. I control the internal linking, the entire flow. I could link the Google stack to the G site. This G site links to all of these assets. All of these assets link to one another, and they link to the money site with the anchor text that I want. And the best thing about it is it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate anchor texts. Targeting, remember, if I want to rank my page for plumber in Ohio, it could be Ohio plumber, Ohio plumbers, best Ohio plumber, and top Ohio plumbers. Whatever variation you want. The goal and the objective is a low amount of high-powered anchor texts coming in from assets that I control. And remember, we can make them even more powerful by sending in cheap links to even juice them up even more. So this is your Google stack with cloud stacks working together. And this is how we can power up the properties that we already have, the links we already have, because you don't have to just take your old links and put them into the G stack. You could put them into your Google site, and you could put them into all of your cloud properties, and then interlink everything and link it to the pages that are relevant. This way we stay highly topically relevant. Our anchor text is relevant, or as relevant as we want it to be, and we're only linking over with high quality, very high quality, powerful domains. So this is going to protect our website from having a bunch of backlinks pointing in from all different powers. We only want authority pointing at our website. We want good, high quality stuff that's highly relevant pointing in, and the best part is we control it. So this is Google Drive stacking with cloud stacking, and how they work together, how they can protect you, and how it can power your website. This is what I'm teaching in the training. Now, I truly appreciate you bearing with me this far. So what I want to do is I want to share with you one piece, all right? Now, I walk through every single one of these setups. I also walk through the setup for the Drive stack, how to set up the Google site, how you can interlink them, and the whole strategy in my new training. But right now, what I want to give to you as a gift, so you can hit the ground running, one of the most powerful assets, which is why I want to give it to you for free. You can utilize just this if you want. You can get Google Drive for free, Google Sites for free, and one of the most powerful cloud properties is Azure. So what I want to give you is how to set up Azure from creating the account all the way to creating the cloud asset. And if you want to add a custom domain, that's easy as well. I cover all of that in my training, but right now I want to give you my gift, how you can set up Microsoft Azure cloud stacks right now. If you have any questions about today's video or today's training or anything, feel free to go ahead and ask in the section below, and I always look forward to seeing you in the next link building strategies video. And without any further ado, step-by-step process, how to create Microsoft Azure stacks. I'll see you in the next video though. Enjoy the training. Hello and welcome back to the training. So after you have gone ahead and filled out all of the details regarding your name and who you are, there's another step that you'll have to take care of. Once you go in for your free trial in order to get a storage account so we can start hosting static and or custom domain websites, you know, the next piece of this is going to be you have to have either Visa, American Express, MasterCard, or Discover. So I'll go ahead and go through the very first half of this with you. And then after that, we will need to cut this off and we'll come back once we're inside the account. All right, so I'm in Tamaqua, Pennsylvania, 18252. All right, so I'll see you in the next training. Once this is done, we'll start walking through the process, but I wanted to make sure and include this because if you didn't get the free trial, might as well get the free trial. Every new account, every new card, I've been able to get a new free trial. So virtual credit cards are a beautiful thing. All right, I'll see you in the next training. Hello and welcome back to the training. So after you have created your accounts, all right, so you've created your Azure.Microsoft, you have your Microsoft account, you'll be brought to this screen. So the very first thing that we have to do is we need to go up here to the head. We're going to click on the head, go to the Azure portal. Once inside the Azure portal, the next piece that we need to take care of is we need to create a storage account. All right, this is where we're going to store the asset. All right, the website. So what you want to do is you want to come up here to the storage accounts, click on storage accounts, and then create a storage account. Okay, so that's down here. You're going to click on create a storage account. So now once we're inside of creating the storage account, what we want to do is it's going to be under our subscription. It's going to be under a resource group. If you haven't already, create one. Mine's going to be Chris Palmer SEO, obviously. The account name, so this is actually going to be inside the URL. So if you're launching this just using it as is, note this is going to be in the URL. All right, this is an important factor, so make it a keyword. So for me, it's going to be SEO consulting. All right. So depending on where you want this to be, like what region do you want it to be in? If you've already created multiples of these, then you're probably not watching this. But as you create them, be mindful of this. All right. So because you're going to want to put this in numerous locations. All right. So let's go ahead and go on to the next piece here. You can check through these, but you can leave these as is. All right. And then we're just going to create this storage account. All right. So this is the creation of the storage account. I'll see you in the next training. Hello and welcome back to the training. So far we have already gotten our Microsoft account and our Azure account. We've put in our credit card information. We now have access to the portal. So before you get started, you're going to need two things. A, access to the portal. B, you're going to need a template. For this example, I'll be using W3 School's free HTML template. Now you can go and get any one of these that you want. For this example, I'll be using this one, but we'll come back to that momentarily. The very first thing that you will need to do is first and foremost, come over to the Azure portal. So that's portal.azure.com. Once that's done, you will want to click on storage accounts. You will need to create your storage account, much like we have here. You'll fill these details out. So your Azure subscription, resource name is what you created. Storage account name, be mindful here because if you're not utilizing a custom domain, this is what the website's name is going to be. So let's go ahead and do that now. We're going to do New York SEO. Let's see if it lets us get that. I didn't think so. We're going to do consulting. Okay, let's run with that. So now the region, this is where you're going to be able to get different IP ranges. For me, it makes sense. US East. I'm going to shoot for New York SEO consulting. So that's what we're going to use. Standard. This is all great. We're going to go to review and create. Everything else is pretty much done. And we will create. The only other thing we need to take care of here. Let me just double check everything. Make sure everything's golden. Yep. And we will create this. So it will take a moment, only a few moments of time to go ahead and deploy this particular resource. So let's just give it a moment here. And then in the meantime, we're going to head back to home. And we're going to wait for this to pop up. So just give it one moment. All right. Shouldn't take that long. Yep, taking a little bit. All right. There we go. All right, so that probably took 25 seconds. So now that we've created inside of our main account a storage account, the next step is you'll be brought to this screen. We're going to click on the newly created storage account that's inside of our main account. So now once we're inside of here, you will be looking at this same exact screen that we're looking at now. The very first thing that you'll want to do is click on Blob Service. All right, so that's what we're going to do right now is click on Blob Service. Once inside of Blob Service, you will want to add a container. Now the container that we're adding, this is where you're going to store all of your files. Most notably, this is going to be the website files. All right, so this is what we're going to do. You're going to click on container and you're going to do a money sign and then type web. Okay, now under the public access levels over here to the right hand side where you typed it in, underneath this, you will want to click on container, anonymous, read access for containers and blobs. Okay, so we're giving access to the web basically. So now once this is done, the very next step that you will want to do is go back to the storage account that you just created. So for me, it's New York SEO Consulting. Once inside of here, you're brought to this same screen that we were just on, and you will want to click on capabilities. That's right here. Okay, so click on capabilities. Now you have two options. In the next videos, we'll talk about setting up the custom domain. But for now, I just want to be able to get you live and online so we can get that first initial link. So let's go ahead and click on static website. Now, very simple step. All you have to do is enable this. Now, there's two things that you'll have to fill out. All right. So the very first thing, depending on what your site is, it's almost always going to be index.html. The next piece is going to be 404.html. All right. So, and then you want to save. The save button's right here. All right. So now you have the index and the 404. So now, once that's done, we're going to have to start getting into the HTML site portion. All right. So I'll be back to show you how to do that in the next video. I'll see you then. Hello and welcome back to the training. So in this video, we've gone ahead, created the accounts, right? We've created the Azure account, created our storage account. We've created the container inside the account to hold the website. Now we need to start putting the pieces together, the HTML website, so we can upload it and have it served to the internet, all right, or the World Wide Web. So let's go ahead and do that now. For this example, like I shared with you in the past video, we're going to be using a free template from W3 Schools. So I've decided to use this particular template here, and here it is now. So the only thing that we'll have to do here is go ahead and copy this entire piece here. All right, so we'll copy it. You're going to go ahead and just open up a notepad, paste it in. And then the only thing, you can fill out everything, but the key pieces that you want to make sure you get right, if you just want to do this the simplest, easiest way, and we're just trying to get a link, is this right here. So we're going to put in whatever you name that site. We're going to go ahead and make that the title of the site. So this is going to be New York SEO Consulting. All right. We're going to scroll on down the list. This is just that. That's that. Nav bar, blah, 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 blah. We're looking for the H1. All right. So here's the H1. So exactly whatever is the title and the URL, that's exactly what we're going to make the H1. So it's New York SEO Consulting. Okay. Then we just want to copy this. Okay. And we're going to take this lorem ipsum and we're just going to repeat it one more time on the page. Now, I want to make sure that there's no other references to anything other than me on the page. So let's just take a look here. All right, so there's a link here. So what we want to do is we want to take this link and we're actually just going to send it over to our site. New York SEO. Okay. So that's inside the footer. So I actually want to just take this one more time. All right. So that should pretty much get us to the finish line. So let's just take this. Copy. Here's the anchor text. So let's go ahead and throw that in there. Paste. Let me just double check the rest of this document. Okay. Okay. All right, so this is going to be our site. So what we're going to do is you're going to go up here to the file, save as, and what we want to do is we want to name this index.html. All right, so it can't be saved as a text. It's an HTML. So change this to all files if you're using Windows, index.html, and then save. Yes. Okay, now that's our site. The site's done now. So in the next video, I'll show you how to upload it so we can actually start serving our static website and get this link power coming to the website or whatever you're trying to pass up. So I'll see you in the next training. I'll see you then. Hello and welcome back to the training. So in our last videos, we've done it all. Created the account, storage account, containers. We've also went ahead and created our HTML website on one page. So that is this. All right, we edit it right inside a Notepad. Everybody should have Notepad or an equivalent of Notepad to edit this. We've edited the sections that matter just for the minimum viable product, just something to launch so we could get the link. The next step after that is we want to head back over to our Azure account. So we want to go back inside of our storage account on Azure. So for me, it was New York SEO Consulting. Once inside of here, the next element that we want to do is we need to go to the container itself. All right, so let's click on this. Properties. Let's find it. Containers. Okay. So when you come back over here, it was under containers. So just click containers. And then where you put the money sign web, that's your index, that's your main file, that's your index file. So you're going to click inside of this container. Once inside of this container, the next piece that you want to do is you have to upload your HTML website. All right. So what we're going to do is upload two separate things, to be honest with you. So the first one is going to be this. We need to upload our index.html, which we created together. And then the next piece that we need to upload is going to be our 404.html. All right. So let's take care of the index.html file. So that's file number one. The next file that we need to upload is going to be the 404.html. And just so you know what it is, it's simply this. You open up the notepad, it's a 404. This is a 404 error page, right? You can put whatever you want on here, but it's the same format. You file, save as 404.html. It's the same as the index page, except for this is a 404 page, okay? And if you want to add more pages, it's the same process. Same thing over and over again. Just whatever the page is, that's how you upload it, okay? So I don't need it. I already have one here. So we're just going to upload this. So now we have two pages on our whole website. Now you can internally link them and create a whole website in here if you wanted to. You could. But for this, for the scope of this training, we have these two pages. Once that is done and this is uploaded, the next element is, let's make sure that everything's here. Okay, looks pretty good. We're going to go back to our overall container. We're going to go back inside of here. We're going to look, we need to find, so here's our blob service. Let's go to the overview. Let's just make sure that we have everything inside of here. Looks like we do. So now all we have to do is go and find the website. So let's just go to static. All right. Once inside a static website, maybe I should go through that so there's no questions. So when you're inside of your storage account, you're going to click back on the static website. And when you click on static website, like we did in the past video, it's going to give you the URL. So it's the primary endpoint. So you're going to take this primary endpoint, you're going to copy it. And then as long as everything's on, which I'm sure it is, you're going to paste. And now that's your website. All right. This is live. This is online. All right. So it's everything that we did. Maybe I should take this stuff out of here. But if I click on this, I don't know where the URL is. SEO Consultant. Here it is. Bam. So there we go. So that's how you create the initial page. Obviously, you'd want to make some edits. You know, look at, there's some, you know, I did it as fast as possible to show you how to do it. But I look forward to seeing you in the next training. I'll see you then.